Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy DLloyd. So the Toronto Raptors and Kyle Lowry have agreed to a 1-year, $31 million extension, which will add on to his current salary this season. That is 1 year for $33 million, totaling for 2 years, $64 million for their 33-year-old point guard. Now, right away, I know a lot of you guys might be saying, Kyle Lowry, $31 million. He'll be 34 years old that season. How does that make sense? Well, I actually believe this deal benefits the Raptors as well as benefiting Kyle Lowry. So I definitely think this is a win-win. You don't see that all the time. Win-win situations, but I do believe this is, in fact, a win-win, and I will explain why. First and foremost, Kyle Lowry is still a very decent point guard. I would still put him in the upper echelon. He's not the best point guard out there. Last season, you did see his stats drop to 14 and 9 assists per game. Of course, he had to see some shots to Siakam, as well as seeing some shots, of course, to the main guy in Kawhi Leonard. That's to be expected, right? This year, no Kawhi Leonard. You should see a little bit of uptick in the volume and the usage rate of Kyle Lowry. Now, you do have Fred VanVleet right behind him, and of course, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but I think Kyle Lowry, is still going to have a decent season. I'll give him around 16 points a game. He might get you around 7 to 8 assists per game. I don't quite think he's all-star caliber, but I do think he's a decent player. Now, with that said, is he worth $33 million this season and $31 million next season? No. I don't think anybody in the right mind could say that he is going to give you that same type of value that another guy making $31 million will. However, I call this a legacy contract, right? He's getting paid for not what he's going to produce down the line. He's basically going to get paid for what he has done for the organization and the team. And that is why I say I think this is a win-win situation. For Kyle Lowry, if he went into unrestricted free agency this summer, going to be 34, there is no way a team is going to be really paying $30+ million for Kyle Lowry's services. There's no doubt in my mind he could get a $20 million deal. I don't see $30 million happening. So for him, he wasn't, enthusiastic about becoming a free agent this offseason. Now, for the Toronto Raptors, you make sure you give him that security. He doesn't have to worry about that. The Raptors, you now lost 2 big pieces on your team in back-to-back summers, right? You lost DeMar DeRozan. You replaced him with Kawhi Leonard, of course. You win the championship. Kawhi goes back to LA, and now you don't have, that big piece. People still look at you as, you still got rid of DeMar DeRozan, who was fully planning on staying with the Raptors, at least for the time being, right? You don't have none of that. So it's kind of a PR move. You sign Kyle Lowry, the point guard of your championship season, right? You sign him not long-term. You sign him to an extension. You're pretty much saying, good faith, right? Hey, we're going to give him this money. He's done a lot for the city of Toronto and this organization. We're going to pay him accordingly. So it looks good when it comes to the public image. But what the 2 years does is it allows Toronto, who typically isn't, the main place a lot of free agents want to sign with, right? It gives Toronto opportunity to get money in the 2021 free agency class. So 2020, a little lukewarm, especially with Kyle Lowry, not going to be involved in that. You take yet another marquee name out of that free agency class. It's not really stacked. I don't see a lot of movement really happening in the upcoming offseason. So the money that you were going to have available then, you really weren't going to get nobody of too much value, right? Now, of course, if somebody does show up that you want to make, you're going to have some money available, especially with Marc Gasol's contract and Serge Ibaka's coming off of the book. So you still have some money there, which is going to help, right? Also, you now have an opportunity to have money in 2021. So you can use maybe some of that money, re-sign Fred VanVleet, who I think is going to ask for more money, of course, and he's in that situation where he probably wants to start somewhere. But if you give him some more money, let him know this is going to be your team once, of course, Kyle Lowry's done and you have a date, right? End of 2021, he's not going to be there unless he signs for way less, but you may have a switching of the guard at that point. I think that's the situation that they're going to go with. And with all of that said, signing Kyle Lowry to an extension never rules out a possibility of a trade. So you could always move him at some point over the next 2 seasons. But I think it's a win-win. No. Do I think Kyle Lowry is worth $31 million? No. Especially when he's 34 years old. I don't think he's worth it. Do I think it's a legacy contract and that's the reason why they did it? Yes, he's getting paid for what he has done. Now, what he is going to do, we have seen this a few times in the NBA. Typically, it doesn't really benefit the team too much besides a PR standpoint. It does it here, but it frees up money when the Raptors really need money. It gives you another 2 years of stability. I actually think this is a win-win. But you guys let me know how you guys feel about this in the comment section below. Was this a good deal for the Toronto Raptors? We all know it was a good deal for Kyle Lowry. Let me know if you think it's a good deal for the Toronto Raptors. Do you think it messes anything up? Would you have done it? Do you think it makes them look good? Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. It's your boy DLloyd. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.